Okay, let's do this. So I am 20 years old at the moment, and because of that, I'm really trying to find out what being in your 20s is all about. Like, I can recognize that my lifestyle is really different from when I was in high school. Like, I go to restaurants now, adults double my age will kind of treat me like an equal. Apparently younger people are into fragrances, and I don't get that. But after talking to older people about their experience in their 20s, I feel like there's two main themes that kind of show up a lot. The first is identity. I feel like everyone's trying to figure themselves out, find out their purpose or what they want to do in the future or what they like. You know, everyone's trying to figure themselves out and find themselves. Sometimes literally. And the second is work. People need money, and work provides that, I think. Especially considering how many people I know that are like trying to move out or fucking go to Europe. Like, everyone's trying to make money. But also, we're trying to get careers, you know, whether that's through uni or other means. Everyone's trying to be successful and hopefully become successful enough to get jobs by the time that we graduate. Also, jobs sounds like a Star Wars character. But recently I've been thinking about how these two themes of the 20s aren't really mutually exclusive. I feel like as we get older and work becomes more important, there's this kind of meshing together of like identity and work at the same time, which I don't think is great. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. As someone who's trying to figure out what the heck is going on, it really is important to me that I don't change the way that I act. And kind of learning about that has been a really personal journey for me. But before we get into that, I do want to say, please like and subscribe this video. I'm planning on making a lot more in the coming months. And of course, ring the notification bell to never miss out on a future video. And of course, ring the notification bell to never miss out on a future video. Anyways, back into it. I first started noticing this conflation between work and identity through social media and how much social media was being used for like marketing. Like, when I was a kid, nobody really posted about their success on social media. That shit's for nerds and dorks. But now I look at my Instagram and majority of the posts are about people's shows or events. And sometimes even just people being like, look at this thing I'm doing, it's really cool. I guess that's why Snapchat kind of dies when you get older. Like, I don't know how you would promote something on Snapchat. Just like, hey, really excited to announce I've been invited to the Junior Entrepreneurship Startup Strategies Industry Panel, so get your tickets. I don't have a bio, but I will be messaging everyone here ticket links, and if you want to get tickets, click that link, and if you don't, click the message, not the link, and then that message will go gray, because then you can like come back to it and then get the ticket link when you want to. Otherwise, it'll disappear. Lit. But I do feel weird about this because when I see people talking about their success on social media, it definitely makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. But then I do the same thing anyway, so... But yeah, as I was realizing all of this about social media, I was moving states. Like, I was in that transition moment from moving back home after doing acting school last year. And I was really struggling to get a new job, and I didn't get into any of the uni courses that I wanted to. And I felt that a lot of the reasons for it were due to failed interviews. It kind of all hit me at once that A, you really need to pretend and like project that you're a professional person to get opportunities. And B, I am not a professional coded person whatsoever.
How much you gonna sell?
100!
Oh my god.
I don't know why that took me so long to realize. But that kind of stuck in my brain for a lot of this year. I would like go to events and I would be talking to these people that were like connected and who I would, you know, kind of be trying to network with. And the whole time I was talking to them, I could just hear myself, and I knew that like I sounded so unprofessional, and I felt really perceived as this like naive kid who didn't really understand how things worked. I've had multiple people tell me that too, despite the fact that I think I'm pretty skilled at what I do. And I got mad, dude. Like, I felt like I was being underrepresented and people were just looking past me for stupid reasons. And at the same time, I didn't want to change myself for other people. Like, when I was a kid, I felt like I was exposed to so much media that was like, don't change yourself for other people, be your authentic true self. But now I felt like I was being actively encouraged to do so, except it was just being rebranded as professionalism. And I started thinking, like, do I have to do this for the rest of my life? Like, is this what growing up is? Because I always heard that adults, you know, they fake it till they make it. Like, they don't actually know anything. But I just kind of assumed that was because adults have like weird ego problems, not because they were actively being forced to, you know? I don't know, like, do I have to fake it even if I don't want to fake it? I don't know, but I decided to find out. Hi there, I've done the numbers and I've come up with a lot of research stuff to present to you guys. I had 27 people in their late teens to early 20s answer some questions that I had in regards to this topic. To get a gauge of what general perceptions of identity are, I decided to ask them what they thought the general vibes were of their uni, their current job, and the career job that they hope to get one day would be. People mainly tended to be negative towards their uni, really positive towards their future career job, and just kind of sad about their current job. I also asked them if they thought they matched the description they gave for their uni job and career. People tended to feel that they matched the description of their uni probably the least out of the three, and their job, their current job, the most, with career kind of being a bit more confused. A lot of the uni stereotypes were more institutional, so I don't really blame people for not fitting into the description of that uni. Because jobs tended to be more like, I'm anxious and poor, people tended to fit in with that one more, which is a little sad. I noticed that there was a lot of diversity in different jobs here, so I decided to check what exact jobs people fit in the most with, and people said they fit in with their description of retail and hospitality far more than any other jobs like teaching or a career job that they already have. Then I asked them the big question, do they feel like their personality changes in these different environments? And an overwhelming majority said yes. I asked them why, and I got a lot of different responses, but overall, people tended to say that external factors were a big play. A lot of people focused on things like conformity, external factors, feeling obligated to, rather than a self-motivated change. I also asked them whether this was a subconscious or conscious decision, and 2/3 said subconscious with 1/3 saying conscious. Pretty surprising that a lot of people voted yes while still having it be subconscious. Like they didn't really think about it, but then when I asked them, they were like, oh yeah, I guess I do change myself in different environments. I also decided to ask them how much they feel they changed at work versus at uni. And overall, people reported a lot less change at uni, but it was less dynamic. So people were either really forcing themselves to change or not at all. The main thing that really stands out is the fact that a lot of work environments are very different. Some work cultures are very big on changing yourselves, whereas others let you be yourself more. Whereas unis tend to be a bit more of the same. I also asked people to describe their personality, and the people that reported more friendly traits tended to change themselves more, which makes sense, but it was cool to see represented. I also wanted to find out how comfy people were in changing themselves, and I was really surprised. Most people said they were pretty comfy with it. No one said that they weren't comfortable at all with changing themselves in a different environment. It's also important to note that the people that changed themselves subconsciously tended to vote higher in how comfortable they were, whereas the people that were more conscious about it tended to be a bit more all over the place. I also wanted to find out what environment people felt the most authentic in, and the interesting thing was people didn't really respond with environments. An overwhelming majority of people said with other people, their friends or their partners. I also wanted to find out the opposite, where people felt were the most cliquey environments and exclusive, and people said high school, or in second place, uni. Then I asked people if they cared about being successful, and most people do. Which makes sense, but I wanted to find out why. The two biggest responses that I got with this one were either happiness or fulfillment or financial obligation. Keeping this in mind, I wanted to find out if people exaggerated their success on social media or in work or in any environment, and most people said no. So to conclude, careers are awesome. A lot of people had really positive responses in regards to their career path. Everyone changes themselves and are overall comfy doing so. I was really surprised by that one. Even the people that weren't consciously doing it were pretty okay with subconsciously changing themselves to fit into different environments. And when they did, it was more of an environmental thing than an attempt to actively be successful. The main thing that I saw through a lot of the responses about where they felt authentic, where they fit in with, tended to be with their community of choice. Those that had career jobs, those with their friends and loved ones, they felt the most authentic. And I don't know how to read data. This took me months to analyze. But the overall conclusion that I got from a lot of people's responses was the sentiment that you gotta do what you gotta do. People know they need to change themselves. A lot of work demands it. Reading people's responses, there were a lot of sentiments about this just being the way things are, and the solution really seems to be surrounding yourself with community of choice. Basically, yeah, even if people feel like they have to change themselves, most people can recognize that they're kind of forced to by external factors and are okay with doing it. So, case closed, I guess.
This all being said, there's something important that I want to acknowledge, and that's the position of privilege that I have regarding this topic. It's very easy for me to joke about I'm so annoyed at, presenting more professionally. But I can do that. And for a lot of other people, they can't present more professionally because of external factors. Or if they want to, they need to lie about their abilities, or lie about their culture, or lie about their gender, their name and pronouns. Like, this is 100% a problem with how we look at work culture and how that's modeled after this like box of privilege. It's so easy for me when I look like me to be like, well, what can you do? That's how things are. You gotta be professional. But when everyone that looks like me says that, nothing gets changed. I think it's really important that we as, people in positions of privilege work to change things. If you're entering an industry where everyone's like white and upper class, find out why. It's little things like this that I think go a long way. And I've put a bunch of links in the description that can help keep people informed, show ways that people could help make a difference. And again, not to sound preachy, I don't want this to come across like that. I think I mainly make these videos as more of a documentation of my thoughts in real time as I'm growing up. And that's kind of what this is all about. I thought I'd just say all that. But yeah, I've definitely been growing up through this, been changing a lot. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of thought that I would cap this off by talking about my personal experience kind of dealing with all this. Because I came to the conclusion that, you kind of need to change yourself a little bit. And because of that, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to purposefully present myself differently, professionally, to be successful, because I have to. But I'm going to be very aware of it. I'm going to do it only in the context of working, and I'm going to emotionally distance myself from it. It's just like a mask that I put on and I take off once I'm finished, and I don't want to believe in anything that's being encouraged of me. I don't want to believe that professionalism is like an important thing, because I don't think it is. And I don't like the idea of workplace values. I like the idea that your employer, who like controls whether you survive, tells you what to believe in. Like, that sucks, and I don't want to do that. Especially so like doing a creative thing. Like, so many people in the industries that I want to get involved in will really buy into and believe every aspect of the industry, despite the fact that all industries are money driven, and I don't believe in that. So yeah, I emotionally distanced myself from all of it, and I did, and it's been great. I am more productive, but at the same time, I feel better about it. Except I kind of have stopped caring at all about being successful because of that. Because I'm like, it's kind of a scam. And I had this really profound realization when I was writing my last video that this is dumb. And also, I don't care about being successful. And also, this was the first time, since I was a kid, that I hadn't cared about being successful. Which was really weird. It was like a profound realization that the secret identity of my tenacity had been old man capitalism the whole time. And I was firstly really happy about figuring all that out. But then I started getting mad. I was just mad that I wasted so much of my time trying to be successful when I don't think that I had thought that kind of stuff independently. I went to uni for a year away from all my friends and loved ones just to get a job. That's what uni is. It's to prepare yourself for the industry. But then everyone was telling me that it was my dreams, which is silly. That's not my that's just making, and so much of socially how we interact with people we attribute like identity and success as like the same thing. Like I see people and I ask them what their job is or what they're studying at uni. Like I don't even care about that kind of stuff. It's just socially ingrained. And then I feel guilty when they ask me and I say, nothing. I'm not doing any uni this year. Like I feel like a loser, which is really dumb. And I'll talk to other people about that and they'd be like, yeah, that is dumb. But then at the same time, they would be doing the same thing. Like they would like not get into relationships because they had to study at uni, or like make their mental health worse because they wanted to like be productive. And just so many things like that really bugged me. And I wanted to like for like a month tell people like, you're being brainwashed. Like, can't you like see? But then at the same time, I was ignoring the fact that like I was also still finding it difficult to not care about being productive, which is great. Like I would, every time I'm like home alone and I'm not doing work, I feel guilty for that. Or like this YouTube video, I did it originally because I wanted to have like a go at trying to do like the actual YouTube thing, you know, so I could get viewership, because I didn't think there was any point in doing it otherwise, which is dumb. Because I originally did these because I liked doing them, but then somewhere along the way, I just felt like I didn't have anything going for me, and I had to turn it into like a thing to be productive, which sucks, you know. It's like, I think I realized, like, it didn't matter if I changed my identity or not to like be successful, because I never had an identity to begin with that wasn't at least a little bit influenced by like wanting to be successful. You know, whether that's, you know, getting a cool job or like being the best, like all that kind of stuff is just kind of dumb. And now it's like, I don't know, I'm like 20 and I don't really know what I like. I'm just doing stuff because I feel like I should. Which is just really, I don't know, I just feel like I should have, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about the things that I don't spend time on, because like I never have enough time in the day, and it's all the stuff that I like have been ignoring in my life. And I want to deal with all the things that I'm not honest with myself about. Like I want to grow. It's just kind of hard to, when your priority is being productive. It's hard to like feel when your priority is being productive. And I don't know, I kind of forgot how to do all that. Which sucks. I feel like I'm still a kid trying to figure himself out. It's just like the worst. I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna like travel and experience things and grow. That's my goal now. It's just cool. It's just, yeah. I know. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what 20-year-olds are meant to do, and I'm gonna find myself. Wish me good luck.